ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftette. This is Mary from Mary Gun Fun, founder and head professor of FUNN University, welcoming you to Craft Roulette because I'm the intrepid hostess. Yes, this is episode 127. Goodness. And we're going to have a great night with Lydia Fiedler. She and I have been chatting. She just told me to break my leg. Or break a leg. Right before we start the show, I always say, hey, break a leg, spill some glitter, drop a stamp, smudge a card, all those kind of things so that we can get those things out of the way. So if it does happen, I forgot to put these back on. So if it does happen, then we've got it all covered and we go, oh yeah, that's how, hey, that was a plan. That was all a plan. If you've never been to Craft Roulette, we are the ultimate paper crafting card making game show challenge that is live every Friday night at 6:30 Central Time, and we are always looking for new friends that like to do some crafts. So stick around, see what happens. If you got here a little bit early and you saw all those beautiful cards, were they just little masterpieces? Holy smokers! Those were all from last week. If your card was on that board, stick around because you will be eligible for winning some prizes at the end of, or saving vouchers at the end of the show, and some goodie bags from us too. So do stick around. We do want to thank Mary Ann Samuelson for being our spin sponsor this month with the rabbit hole design or stamps. It's been great giving your stuff away, Mary Ann. And I know the people that have gotten it have been very, very happy. So we thank you. She also has a discount code. Oh, there she is. She also has a discount code that I will be posting in our Facebook group after the show. So make sure that you are a part of our Craft Roulette show Facebook group. It's all down in, say it with me, the description. Just go ahead and visit all that stuff and get all that business taken care of. Okay, join us over there because it's very active. You think this is active? Oh, it's more active over there. Those girls can talk, and those crafters. Anyway. Do have a couple shout outs. Sharon Castor from the Red Chair's having a birthday. She's not in the red chair anymore, and I don't know how to handle that quite. But she now has a brown chair because the red chair broke. Megan Kinahan had a birthday this week. Happy birthday to you, too. And I think I heard something about a Lydia Fiedler having a birthday this week. And she's raising her eyebrows and saying yes. So we want to wish her a happy birthday, too. That's pretty exciting. It is also National Dog Day. And if you know me, it's dogs. I'm a dog person. I would buy every dog in the universe and bring them home. I love every one of them. They're just marvelous animals. So if you have a dog, give them a kiss their little brains. And if you don't have a dog and you're lonely and you wish you had somebody to say, you are so good, I love you so much, consider going to your local rescue facility and picking yourself up a friend. They are worth it. We have some new spin sponsors, which we're going to talk about later, I believe, right? Right. We can? Want to talk about it now? You have it all set up? No, we're not ready. So we'll probably talk about it. No, next time. We're going to talk about it next time. Right, because, okay, we're going to announce them. We're going to announce we have 3 spin sponsors for September. Yes. 3 spin sponsors. And we're going to talk to Lydia about one of them. I won't tell you who they are yet. But we also have Prickly Pear Stamps. Sharon is in the group. And we also have Heffy Doodle, who probably everybody's all in bed. But I do have my little Southern Cross right here as a cufflink for Mr. Mike. Right, Mr. Mike? Yes, and because they are in Scotland. So we're looking forward to that. We'll get to know more about them next week. It's going to be great. Don't miss a week. The way you get to qualify for those gifts is to send in cards based on the parameters that we will be having each week. More about that soon. We, however, Craft Roulette and FUNN University are not sponsored by these wonderful companies. We get gifts for you from these companies. We are sponsored by our viewers. We have a Patreon blog that I can hear Lydia's cat saying, "What about me? National Dog Day. Hello, it's National Cat Day every day. So anyway, we don't get sponsored by these wonderful companies. We are sponsored by our viewers, and we have a Patreon blog under Mary Gun Fun, all down in the description. It is a very, very nice group of people, and we love giving them bonus content. Tomorrow, for instance, our Club Fun people and I will be having a play date for about 4 hours in the afternoon. It's going to be great fun. I look forward to hanging out with them. Is there anything else? Oh, I know. I have a really great series for your Monday thing, your Monday tutorial, so to speak. Monday Fun on our Patreon blog. Don't want to miss that. If you like my shirt, you may want to buy some merch. Yes, yes, yes. We do have crafters all over the world that are wearing Craft Roulette merchandise shirts. It is just so fun. We also have Zoom calls on our Patreon, and they always wear their fashionable togs, all from Craft Roulette merchandise. We do want to thank the House of Detizio once again for supplying Mr. Mike's sleeve and his little gnome friend so he doesn't get lonely. Do we have a crowd around here or what? I mean, this group, what kind of group has a microphone that talks, that doesn't say anything? He looks like a Muppet. They've got gnomes. They've got sleeves on their microphones. They got Mr. Wheel. They got Mr. Producer. And then they got this intrepid hostess that just sits amongst them all and just smiles and smiles because she loves it all. All right. I think that's it. I think it's time to bring... Lydia, are you ready? Is your cat ready? All right, let's bring her on with great applause and yelling and screaming. Yay, Lydia Fiedler from Texas.
Hey, y'all.
Cordelia, National Cat Day. Oh, there's a baby. Hello, sweetie. Sorry, I told you I was talking about those dogs.
I think that's why Splotchy is in here.
Splotchy. That's a great name. Well, Lydia Fiedler, this is your second trip to the wheel.
It is.
In not too many months.
I know. It seemed like yesterday. It was really fun. I can't believe you're having me back.
Well, there's a little bit of a story with this. Splotchy, do you want to hear a story? And the story was we had just had Lydia on, and she was using some My Sweet Petunia products. And I thought, oh, man, they would be great to have as spin sponsors. So I'm going to drop her name and send them an email. So I write to My Sweet Petunia and say, hey, we just had one of your design team or something, or she was using your product on the show, and everybody was going crazy over the T-square, and would you like to be a spin sponsor? And I get this email back and says, hey, it's me, Lydia. I'm the one that takes care of that for My Sweet Petunia. And yeah.
True.
So here we are. So that's our third spin sponsor for September is My Sweet Petunia.
That's awesome. And I have to say, we're really in good company because I love me some Heffy Doodle and Rabbit Hole design. So,
yeah. And last time when you were on Prickly Pear, you used all their products.
Prickly Pear. You know I love you, Sharon.
Yeah, we've got some real humdingers to come along and say, let's give some stuff away to your audience. Hello, Tail. So it's really neat. We're really excited about being able to do that for other.
Yeah.
We're really excited to give away you guys' stuff.
Everybody needs a Misty. I mean, there's nobody who doesn't need a Misty. So it'll be fun to see what people pick out with their prizes.
Right. So tell us a little bit about you. If somebody doesn't know who Understand Blue is, you can go down and follow and subscribe and all those kind of things. Just down there underneath our show, you can click on it and go see her. But tell us a little bit about you.
So I've been crafting forever, and I work in the craft industry. I manage SplitCoastStampers.com, which is the original social media platform for stampers. There was no social media when Split Coast started, and it was the place to go to have your cards be seen and be social and chat. And Split Coast is where I found out about pretty much every big development in the crafting industry since, the early 2000s, just after the late 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
Is when the site was founded. And then I just was a user of the site, and then I eventually went to work for them in 2008. And so I'm the full-time site manager there. And it's very fun because I'm immersed in my hobby at work, which is
Yeah.
awesome. I do have pesky technical details to attend to, but it's really fun to do that for a living. And then I'm a designer as well. I work with manufacturers and create videos and designs. I do a lot of work for Hero Arts. I was one of the original people that worked on their kit when they launched their kit, and that one is very near and
Cool.
dear to my heart.
I bet.
And I work with companies in various capacities in this industry, and I just love it. I spent 20 years in construction, and it wasn't nearly as much fun.
No, I can't imagine, but you probably know your lumber.
I was in electrical contracting, so I know more than any
not.
person should know about lighting and electricity. So,
Oh man, that could get deep fast.
mhm.
Yeah, you know your AC from your DC then.
I do.
We talked earlier before we came on that you were going to tell us a little bit about the My Sweet Petunia story too, because you know it well.
Yeah. This is such a great story. So this is a woman who was an MRI X-ray technician, working in a doctor's office, and she's very much a problem solver. If any of you know Ileana, that's her first instinct is how to fix a problem. And she's an Army veteran as well. And she was making the Christmas cards for her church. And so she was making hundreds and hundreds of cards and throwing away hundreds and hundreds of pieces of cardstock with poorly stamped images.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of you probably can't even remember life before the Misty. It's fading for me as well. But I threw away a lot of cardstock before that.
Yeah.
And so she was frustrated, like almost in tears one time during this batch of Christmas cards. And she went to Lowe's and spent $150 and came home and built the prototype of the Misty to solve this
Amazing.
problem of not being able to get a good crisp image.
Mm-hmm.
And her husband wasn't overly thrilled about the $150.
That was probably quite a bit of money.
Oh yeah, for just an experiment. So then she started hand making them in her home, and she would post on Facebook, I have 50 more, and people would rush to get them. I found out about it at work. I was reading a forum on Split Coast, and when I first read it, I was like, I don't need that. I didn't understand it at all.
Right.
And then my friend Libby, we were doing like a little Christmas stamping event, and she invited me over, and she had one.
I mean,
and I was like, how have I lived without this? Like in 5 seconds, I understood how important the concept was.
Mm-hmm.
And by then there were too many people in line in front of me, and it took me forever to get mine. But
right.
here we are. She's invented other tools as well. So
yeah. Well, that's so wonderful. She sounds like a really super gal.
Yeah, she's very creative and very has an engineering mindset.
Mm-hmm. That's neat. Well, there you go. You guys now know the backstory on Misty. I think I like that, hearing stories like that. It's kind of like seeing what happened in Discovery's channel or something. Like this invention changed the world, but seriously, it changed our part of the world. Yeah. That is for sure.
And you take that risk. Are people going to want this? And the answer to that was yes. So
yes, and absolutely yes. Well, I know what kind of things you talked about last time, wanting to get for your parameters. How'd you do? You did a great card. You did a chicken card last time.
And it's so cute.
It was so cute. Yeah. I had the chicken coop on because it was houses, small scene. I can't remember colors and
primary
something else. Yeah.
And then
So,
you taught me the
bookbinding.
the bookbinding fold.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just pulled that right together. And are you more nervous this time or not?
I'm a little more nervous because now I know I did it last time. What if I can't do it this time?
You're going to be fine. Kiss your brain a couple times and it'll get started and you'll go, oh yeah, I'm purring, just like the kitty. You'll be fine. So, well, let's get to that part of the show. We do have a little bit to do before that. We're going to do a little celebration of our achievement board for those who have done some outstanding things this week. And you were going to ask me a question. Does she remember?
Is it purple or orange?
No.
Uh-oh.
No. What is craft
What
roulette?
is craft roulette?
Say it loud like you're proud.
What is craft roulette?
Let's find out. Thank you. We'll be right back.
What is Craft Roulette? Craft Roulette is a live paper crafts challenge show where the goal is to complete a project that has been randomly selected by the spin of a wheel. There are 4 categories we spin for: project, colors, element, and random. Each category has 24 possible options with a combined possibility of 331,776 unique projects. Whoa. We're live every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Central on youtube.com/craftroulette. Please like and subscribe. Each week we bring on a special guest crafter to create along with us and share their unique take on the challenge. You can play too. Complete a unique project of your own using the same 4 parameters set in this episode. You'll have 48 hours to contribute by submitting pictures of your project through the submission form on craftroulette.live. Contributions are featured on marygunfun.com's weekly episode blog and the next episode. Let's recap last week's episode and submissions.
Yep, that's what we do every Friday night, 6:30 Central Time, and you are always invited to join us, either live or during the replay. We do the slideshow now of all the cards that we got at the before the show starts, or you can see it over on craftroulette.live. There's a ton of fun information over on craftroulette.live. And go over there and just enjoy learning the traditions and lore of Craft Roulette, which there are many. We have not started putting snack recipes over there, but it's close. I'm telling you, this group is all about crafts, snacks, weather, and stretchy pants. So that's not a bad combination of people to hang out with, is it? So our recap for episode 126 is such. We had 139 contributions last week, which brings our total up to 8,763 schmackin' cards. My goodness, you guys, that is so good. This is all the places we got cards from. Look at that. It's growing all over. We're going farther north in Canada. Still, it's Chris in Ecuador in our South American contingent right there. But we have great hope. She did invite a friend who did come in once with a card, but she is our sole South American at this point. It's great fun, though. We love having you. So thank you guys for sending in your cards. And let me show you mine. There's mine. The project's was a kid's card. We had to use a monochromatic color scheme, and it had to include coffee or tea somehow or other, and you had to have some kind of grid. If you have time and you ever have a question, what can I do with a monochromatic color scheme? Just look up craftroulette.live and go to one of those episodes that have that kind of thing. 139 samples is nothing to sneeze at. It's like having a Pinterest board with specific criteria. So make use of it. We pay for that website, so go use it. So anyway, that was my card. It turned out fun. I enjoyed my little twins in the little roundy round Disney cup. So that was that. We had a fun guest. We had Danny Bindell from Nebraska, and that was her little card. And the kitty with the great big eyes, and she was a lot of fun. She's a nice lady, and it was nice to have her on. Her monochromatic scheme was purple, which we talked about on Fun University. Is purple a color? We touch on the big issues at Fun University. The next part will be on a program. It is our celebration part of our show for our achievement winner or milestone achievers, I guess is how you'd say it. First, we like to welcome our first timers. Then we talk about our zero heroes. That means that they have sent in 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on cards. Then we go to our leading ladies, who are the ladies. They're just ladies at this point. Maybe someday we'll get a crafter. But right now we just have ladies, and you will see how many cards they have sent in. It is like astonishing. But they did send in the most cards this week. So here we go. Drum roll, please. Renee White from Iowa is a first timer. And I've got her card on my board. Welcome. First timer was Greg Hiltbrand. Dina got him to make a card. Isn't it cute? It's cool. Zero heroes. We're going to start with Marion in Germany with her first achievement at 10. Crafty Al, maybe 10. We're not quite sure. She's been on the show 6 times. Gwen, welcome and congratulations for your first zero hero. I love your enthusiasm. Sue Harris in the UK came in with her first 10 too. That's very great. We're all mad here. Monica Taylor, one of our guest crafters, also 10. That's a big deal. That's a lot of cards. 20 cards have been sent in by Tammy Williams in Massachusetts. Look how they use those parameters. Brenda Anderson in Iowa has sent in 30. Outstanding. Barbara Weber has sent in 30 also. Well done, Barbara. Anne Moreno has sent in 40. She's got the hang of it too. Look how cute that is. Lisa Hall's up to 50 cards with her hipster Santa. Dina has sent in 60 with her very sunshiny card. Well done. Chris Pazmino down in Ecuador has sent in 70. So 71 from South America. That's how many we've gotten. Catherine Taylor has also sent in 70. Really great job. Katie. Luann Johnson also has sent in 70. Isn't that amazing? So wonderful. Vicki Tillett is up to 80. That's a big number, Vicki Tillett. Jackie Muller has sent in 87. She is one of our leading ladies. She is tied with Smurf Murphy, who has also sent in 87. Isn't that fantastic? Kathy Herring is in 3rd place, I believe. 4th place. 4th place with 91. Beautiful card. Alesa Lemon, sometimes known as 5K, 93 cards. Ellen Card Monkey Jarvis has sent in 103 consecutive cards. Wow. Patty Beck is our leading lady with 121 consecutive cards. She started on episode 5 and she hasn't stopped. So we're so glad to have each and every one of you. And we totally celebrate you. Kiss your brains and are so glad that you're a part of our show. You are adding, you make it happen. You're like these people that go, I want to be a zero hero. I want to get to Club 52. I can't believe how many cards Patty and Ellen have sent in. I mean, it's really cool. 70, I was going to make a stack of 100 well, I've sent in a few too, but I was going to make a stack and show you how tall a stack of 120 some cards is. It's really high. It's very impressive. So well done. Thank you so much. Not all at once. It's week after, as Patty Beck said, week after week after week after week. She started in 2020. So, yeah, and hasn't stopped. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, so you can only send in 1 card per week, actually. So that's, yeah, good question. All right, Lydia, are you ready? She's got her pencil ready. She's ready to write down those parameters. Yeah. What are you hoping for?
Well, I'm kind of jealous of Danny's monochromatic. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
And you know, I love animals of all kinds.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of hope there's an animal. And, you know, I like stuff like frames. Now that I know the bookbinding thing, I like that kind of thing. I like black and white.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. All right. You told me before that you liked watercolor.
I love watercolor. That's my happy place.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything. Well, you could probably use watercolor on certain things without a parameter.
Oh, yeah, sure. For color or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, those who are new to the show may not know what we're talking about. So we're going to tell them, we're going to show them, we're going to be spinning for 4 different parameters that we have to make a card based on. Bossy old wheel that we have. We do let our patrons tell the wheel that he doesn't have all the power in the world, though. And they get to veto 3 of the parameters each week. So shall we bring the parameters on, Mr. Producer? Do want to thank Mr. Producer, who is on the other side of my desk. He is the one that has done all the programming, does all the tech, because I am low tech. As a matter of fact, this week on my Instagram story, I admitted my total low techness. I had a little card with Trinity stamps, and it's a little cute kitty with a parachute. And so I just put a string on the bottom of it and then just pulled it down. I'm not going to try to do stop action. I'm not going to edit. I'm just going to pull down that string and just embrace my low techosity. So I did, dadgummit. Anyway, those are our parameters tonight. We're going to be spinning for project, colors, element, and random. So in each one of those little things, we give our patrons a choice of 3, what they do not want the wheel to boss us to make us do. Sometimes we're able to do those things anyway, depending on what we get. But the wheel tonight cannot make us, for color, use blue-green plus 2. So that's like teal plus 2 other colors. Not blue, green, but blue.
Oh, okay.
It is number 20.
All right, I feel better.
Yes, blue. We'll probably still be able to use it depending on what we get, but he can't make us use those color combinations. Element, they said, no transportation, please, number 18. For random, they said, ixnay on the black and white image. All right. Last, you can still probably use it, but the wheel can't make it. So if we land on that, we have to spin again. Oh. Last time, you vetoed Fancy Fold. Is there anything you would like to veto this time, Miss Lydia?
Let's see. God, I hate to, you know how you go to a restaurant and you order the same thing every time?
I do.
I know.
But you always pretend that you're going to get something different.
I pretend like I'm going to do something different, but what I really don't want is a fancy
maybe
fold.
I'll get a number 8. Oh, no, I'm going a la carte. 2 enchiladas and a taco.
Okay, I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to do something different. I'm hearing my husband's voice. Don't order the same thing every time. I'm going to veto a purse card.
Purse card it is. That much maligned, much hated, the despised purse card is off the wheel for the night. It is like, there's always somebody that hates something. Everybody always hates something on that wheel. If it's not robots, it's purse cards. If it's not purse cards, it's abstract blobs. If it's, there's always this one thing that it just like, no, that's not my jam. It's okay. You got it. Well, this is the wheel. We're going to give... I got everything done, right? Yeah. We're going to give this guy a warm-up spin. Patty would take robots over purse cards. How about a robot with a purse? How about what our project will be tonight? I hope you get something lovely.
I do too.
Yeah, I'm ready for something lovely. Card with pattern paper. Okay, we can probably handle that one. What colors should that card include? You're getting kudos for not having purse card. 22 winter colors. Okay.
Oh.
What element shall we use? I know we're getting into fall here. Spring in the southern hemisphere. Pretend. Oh, they didn't like that one last week. That was vetoed last week. And random. We are going to talk about each and every one of these. Don't panic. Yay. Hey, Crafty Owl. 16? 18. Paper strips. Well, that's going to play in with pattern paper, perhaps. Okay. Interesting. Hi, Fergus. Did you know it's National Dog Day? All right. So we have card with pattern paper. We're going to use winter colors. Element's going to be pretend. I'm going to pretend to make a pretty card. And no, I'm going to pretend. I'm going to pretend to make an ugly card, and then if it's anything better than that, we're good to go. And then, what was the last one? He's putting them up on Facebook. Paper strips. See, it was smart of you to write it down. Mr. Producer is putting that over on our Facebook group so that you will have an easy reference and know all the parameters at all times. Because you are going to want to play along, right? Right. Okay, card with pattern paper. Do you have a lot of pattern paper?
I don't. This is kind of interesting because I do have pattern paper, but I'm really kind of a white cardstock, clean and simple stamper. So this is a challenge, which I like.
Yeah, you can pretend to like it. This will be an art project, and so while we do ask that we make a card using these 4 parameters and not straying from them, we do say, if you can explain why you used the particular thing that you did in your project and make it justify with the parameters, we're good to go. We're good with that. But it is an art project, and that's very subjective. So we see a lot of creativity. If you don't have any pattern paper, somebody might want to use like a book page.
Book page, a gel print.
A gel print. It's paper with a pattern, isn't it? We sometimes just think immediately to like scrapbooking paper or 6x6 pads or something, but it wouldn't necessarily be.
And you could just make your own with stamps or stencils.
Yep, I kind of like that too. I love making paper. It's so fun. All right. So, winter colors. What do you think? What are you going with that one right off the top of your well-kissed brain?
Well, of course, right off the top of my well-kissed brain, my brain goes to pale blues and grays and navy blues. But one of my favorite holiday combos is hot pink and lime green. Because it's like a riff on Christmas. Yeah. But it's like kind of retro and fun.
And you're kind of 80s. You're an 80s girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you could also go inside to a roaring fire with some cozy sweaters and all sorts of colors. So it's pretty much.
Or if you're in Texas, brown. Just brown everywhere. That's
always such a great idea.
So if you like brown, this is your moment.
That was that actually came up one time when Carrie Rhodes was on. And Biddy Penny, who is a Texan, said that we couldn't use blue, I think is what it was. And she wanted to make some water for her little piggy who was wearing a bathing suit. And Biddy Penny suggested, hey, the water in Texas is brown. So brown. She made brown water.
Yeah. It's muddy.
And it was as cute as could be. We always have neutrals that are given here too. Black, gray, white, cream, neutral, craft, metallics, all those are free. But I think those are all going to fit into winter colors as well. So you could go traditional Christmas, you could go wacky Christmas, you could go inside après-ski, you could go winter landscape colors, lots and lots of ideas that you can use. So, you know those weeks that you wish you had lots of color choices, crafters and craftettes? This is probably your week. Much more so than last week when it was monochromatic. So as long as you can justify it, we'd be glad to see what you do. Grinch green, absolutely. Pretend. Pretend
is interesting. That's an interesting one. So you could have a mythical being. So you could have a mermaid or
dragon,
a gnome. Well, yeah.
Think of all the little critter stamps that we have. Or toasters with smiles on them.
Right. Pigs with wings.
Pigs with wings. That's right. Anything that cartoonish looking characters. I think pretend. I don't know that we will get a lot of the more realistic stamps or drawings or paintings this time. But anything like that, anything that's stylized is somebody's pretend critter or image, right? So that should be pretty easy too. Another easy one for you guys. Now you'll probably complain about, I couldn't make up my mind. There was so much I could do. Grass is always greener than we get on the other side of the fence and go.
Right.
I don't know. Let's go back to last week. And then paper strips. So paper strips can be just about anything because we're working with paper.
We need to clarify.
Yeah, that seems
okay. Who's saying Santa? Santa's not pretend, but okay. So Santa.
Yeah, no spoilers here.
A lot of images portray Santa as pretend.
True.
A lot of his images, so that would be okay, especially with winter colors. Children at home just going.
The Aussies in our midst can use beach colors because their winter is opposite.
This is true, which really is crazy. Hard to understand. Really hard to understand.
So it's winter colors, not winter element.
That's right. It's the winter colors, after all. It's not a winter element. So you can do beach. You could do anything. Anything. The element is pretend.
Right.
I could put a picture of me on a surfboard and using, because I can't surf. That would be pretend.
I could pretend that we get snow.
You could pretend that. Would you want? That's actually just a good thing to pretend.
Yeah, just pretend, please. Thanks.
Just pretend. I remember when you got ice a couple years ago. That was not a good thing. No. And then paper strips, like we said, they're pretty easy. So, where's that Will Kiss brain going? Are you thinking for pretend? I don't know yet. So.
I haven't settled on it, but like I said, my first instinct is a fantasy type character, which I have a lot of. A little fairy or something like that.
Dust bunnies. I have a nice little stamp with dust bunnies. They're pretty well, they're not pretend, but these dust bunnies are. They're pretending to be cute.
Yeah.
So that might be something fun. And then I could have...
You can also pretend... There are techniques that you could pretend with. So, for example, omitting. When you're using just part of a stamp, you're pretending that stamp doesn't have that section of the design.
Now you're getting really into the weeds
deep
there.
Philosophical.
Way to go. Yeah, I like it.
But you could, I mean, there are techniques where you're like any faux technique is technically pretending.
Like wood or brick or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. Using purple as a real color. Because it's not.
It's not. Right. And Australia, it doesn't exist, as I told you in the intro. So
I know.
you could do anything Australian, a kangaroo.
You really could.
Yeah.
I wonder what we'll do on Fun University this time. Well, last week we talked about how purple is not a real color, recognized as a real color. Now maybe we'll talk about pretend and omissions and substitutions too. You can substitute something as a letter, for instance. You know that little thing where you do the. Mm-hmm. That's a whole.
Idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah, we're not really meaning to offend any Australian viewers. We really do think you're real.
Oh, yeah. I've been to Australia. I know, but some people think.
Yeah,
Australia.
I'm pretty sure it's there too. So.
Yeah, Michelle.
However, am not always sure about. Sometimes I just pinch myself. Am I really awake? Maybe I'm just dreaming I'm on the show with Lydia. I do have those kind of dreams sometimes. So anyway, all right. Well, are we ready to gather?
I think I'm ready to gather.
Okay. All right. All righty. And while we gather, you get to watch an infomercial, or you can get your own stuff and get ready to pretend with us. So here's an infomercial on my favorite university, Fun University. Let's do this. Do you find crafting hard? Are you stuck on one of those pesky parameters? Do you feel like the wheel is watching you while you craft? We have the solution for you. Hi, I'm Mary Gunfun. While I'm busy gathering my supplies, I just wanted to tell you about my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/FUNNuniversity. We break down the parameters and talk about them at a more in-depth level. We also pick one tricky one to concentrate on and do a deep dive into it. But that's not all. We do our mail call every week on the channel as well. So if you wanted to send me a card or a package, send it to this address and I'll share it on the show. We're live almost every Tuesday night on youtube.com/FUNNuniversity. We also do some celebration there because we will review our last week's achievement board. That's youtube.com/FUNN-University. No easy or complicated payments. No COD. Just show up and have fun. If you have too much fun, please call a friend immediately and invite them over to have fun with you. Normal postage and handling rates do apply. This ad was not paid for by anybody. We hope Mary is ready because I can't stretch this out any longer. Now back to the show. That's right. Fun University, where we do some crafting exercises in gym class. Not really. Now, I'm actually kind of tired after that. So I got my little dust bunnies out. I think they're so cute. That would be kind of freaky, though, if those guys actually lived under your bed. But that's okay. And then I've got some pattern paper. This is going to be my floor, my rug. Underneath, this is going to be like the bed or something, and I'll probably just do some little jaggy things, or this as some violet. Oh yes, violet. And so I'll just because that's kind of wintry card with. So I've got the pattern paper. This could be very wintry. Winter is going to be wide open. It's going to be fun. It'll be so colorful, the gallery. Pretend will be my bunnies, and paper strips, I will be using those. Going to give myself an easy Friday and do an A2. Won't be a bad thing at all. And I think I'm going to do it on a little bit of a smaller little thing on top of there.
Just let me know when you're ready.
So we're still waiting on Lydia, but purple's not winter. Oh yes, Deputy Heidi. Purple can be very wintry. Think of all the snowmen that you see, all the snowmen that have purple and blue-green. They're all so pretty. It's a beautiful winter color. I think so. There's my justification. And so, let me get a base here. The Aurora Borealis is purple? And that's...
It can be purple and green.
There you go. It's very purpley. So, and very wintry. I've never seen it, but I hear it. I hear it exists. So I trust that it exists.
Frozen limbs turn
purple. Who's that? Frozen limbs are... Oh, gosh, Gwen. Well, I bet they are. Going deep with this one, huh? Them fighting words, oh my goodness. But she's the deputy. She'll come around. There you go. When light is refracted through ice crystals, there is purple or violet. Oh my goodness. We're all ready for a... I was kind of wondering about winter colors, if I should leave that on there, because we're all just kind of gearing up for fall colors here, and probably you guys in the South are thinking spring colors. Then we throw this one on you for winter. Oh well. Oh, there's that man with his bribes. So what are you guys thinking? Which winter colors are you going to be using, you suppose? What's floating your boat? And what are you going to pretend? It's going to be fun. You guys, it's going to be one of those weeks where you get to go and do almost anything you want. That's what I'm thinking. You like that freedom? Sometimes it's harder. But sometimes it's wonderful. Christmas elves, they're not pretend. They do all the work. But the images of the Christmas elves are pretend. We don't really know what they look like. They kind of look like that guy in the movie. Sorry. I'm stamping off screen. This is a really fun thing. It says, dust for you because many blessings coming. Achoo. This even has little slippers. It's a real cutie. And one more. Let's see. This maybe the sleeping one. I think the strutting one's going to be too tall. The gnomes. Yes, only gnomes with antlers, however, could be pretend. Gnomes without antlers couldn't be pretend, could they? They're real. The Keebler elf. Ooh, he's real. There are a lot of fictional characters that I kind of assume have true personalities. That's kind of crazy. I think it's an imagination. Well, thank you, Sharon. I think it's kind of a cute little thing. I'm going to make them winter colors. Whatever that might be. There we go. And I'm not going to put him on there yet. And this will go. How will that go? It's got this cute little bed, but I didn't want to do the bed, but maybe I will do the bed. Maybe I'll do the bed and paper piece. You get dust puppies. Oh, well, I don't have a Misty, but I've got one of these. And for big stamps, it's really quite good. There we go. So I don't remember. Did anybody say, is this harder or is this easier to have such wide parameters? What are you thinking? Where is Lydia? I think she went off to pretend she's not going to be here tonight. I don't know. She ran away. I'm sure she'll be back. I can't hear her, however. It's a little worrisome. You think it's easy? Good. Heidi Ryan's thinking it's easy. Yeah, it's pretty easy. If you think, hey, by the way, I forgot, I don't think I said this earlier. If you do know somebody that likes to craft and they work hard during the week and are looking for something to do, oopsie, on Friday night, make sure that they know about us. That would be great. And invite them to our Facebook group too. If you wouldn't mind, that would be lovely. We'd love to meet them. Oh, I'm seeing Life from Texas. Live from Texas. She's getting it all together. What will she do? She had that cute little chicken last time. You start with the hardest part, and the rest of it falls in place. So that's nice. Oh, good, Marianne. That's good. I'm glad you're going to join us. That'll be good. Those Alice in Wonderland stamps that you have, Marianne, are sure good for this. Perfect. John has a birthday? Nice. Aliens and UFOs? Ooh. This could be my paper piece. Isn't it paper strips? Okay, we'll figure that out. I don't want this big a piece. I'm going to go to my stash. Maybe not.
She's done.
How you doing, Lydia? Okay. She said she's just about ready. This way. Well, that's right. Okay. We've missed you.
That there was a lot of
That's all right.
gathering to be done.
Well, we can't rush. We can't rush a genius, right?
Yeah, let me.
Oh, she's got all sorts of paper strips over there, ready to go.
I'm trying.
Hey, Mari Clark, how are you? I was thinking about you today. Nice to have you.
I'm going to pull the chat up
She's-
here so I can see what
that's a
everybody's
funny story.
saying.
One time, our daughters went into their bedroom with the neighbors for hours and hours and hours. And they called us into their bedroom, and they had made it Snow World. They had taken white sheets and covered the walls and had things hanging from the ceiling and turned on the fan, and these snowflakes flew out all over. It was a complete overwhelming thing. It was great fun.
Oh my gosh.
Until they had to clean it up. But it was before great wonderful camera phones, which is too bad. Because it would have been worthwhile to have Snow World. And they sang Christmas songs. It was wonderful.
How fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
You only give them an hour of screen time a day, they have to do the rest. Figure out the rest. But you didn't even have a TV when you were growing up, right?
I did not have a TV. It always shocks people when I say that. And my poor husband, who, has every TV show memorized, he'll say something and expect me to understand what the heck he's talking about because it's like a line from a show. Mm-hmm. And I just stare at him and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Man. You probably don't know, even songs from TV shows, theme songs that are...
No, I really don't. But, I read a lot of books.
Yeah.
And, like I said, we were Gen X, so we spent a lot of time outside.
Right.
And, it was just kind of a different way to grow up. But did I tell you why I didn't have a TV?
I don't recall that one. That part.
Well, my brother, who, like I said, was a baby boomer, I was 5 years old, and we were watching Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he's that Hewlett Packard, Steve Jobs generation where they were always, inventing things. Mm-hmm. He stuck a fork in the back of our television.
Oh, dear.
And, luckily the outcome was just that it broke our TV.
He's still around to talk about it.
He's still with us.
Gee. Oh my gosh.
But my dad was like, well, there you go. Now we don't have a TV. My dad was a professor, so it's not like we were just rolling in money by any stretch of the imagination.
Uh-huh.
So he was like, well, there goes the TV. So
there goes the relationships
outside,
with the
kids.
brother. Now, you also said your brother, we should pick on brothers, right? That he also did some other things like set the house on fire. Now, did he? He
did. So,
brothers. That's a reason for us to say, oh, brother. There's a reason.
Brother, exactly.
Nobody goes, oh, sister. They say, oh, brother. Yeah. There's a reason.
He's a brilliant guy. He went to Princeton. He's really smart. He inherited my dad's math brain. But, along the way, sometimes things can go wrong. And he was doing something in the garage. Tinkering with something. And, well, actually, we didn't have a garage. We had a carport. So it was open. And it had a concrete floor. And somehow he managed to spill, he spilled gasoline, like he knocked the gas can over onto the concrete. And then, and this is a lesson for you kids out there.
Don't try this.
He was tinkering. We had like this little workbench and he was doing something. And he dropped a hammer. And that was enough to create a spark that ignited the gasoline.
Oh my gosh.
And
now, was this while you and your mom were inside embossing over an open flame?
Right, exactly.
Which is how you first embossed.
Right. So we get it
I bet
honestly.
the insurance they're gonna cancel all your insurance tonight.
And it wasn't the only time that he did something similar.
Oh my gosh.
But so my dad's running around. My dad actually, who wasn't a big cat person, was running around trying to find the cat and get the cat out of the house. It was very minor. It was put out instantly. I don't even think we called the fire department. I can't remember. But one Thanksgiving, my dad had left the, my dad liked tea, but he's also a math professor, so he's very forgetful. And he left the gas burner on, but the fire wasn't lit. Like, he went to go start the burner, and then he saw something shiny and wandered off. And so the area over the stove filled up with natural gas.
Yeah.
And this was at Thanksgiving, and I was upstairs in my bedroom. And my then fiance was with me, and all of a sudden we just hear this huge explosion.
Oh my gosh.
And so we run downstairs. We had no idea what it was. Run downstairs, and my brother is crawling around on the floor of the kitchen, like holding his eyes. Oh, no. And what had happened was the gas built up over the stove.
Yeah.
And then he opened the oven to peek at the turkey. And so the pilot light that was in the oven ignited the little gas cloud that was over the stove.
Good heavens.
And so it like kind of rolled over, and the only thing he lost was his eyebrows. But
the only thing.
Yeah.
The only thing.
But it's always an adventure when you live with two scientists. Like, things happen. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Well, I wonder if "oh brother" would be a good parameter.
I think it would be. I mean, I would have lots of options. Fire.
I know you could do kitchen scenes.
Yeah.
You could do people jumping on trampolines from shed roofs.
I could do numbers because he's so good at math.
Yeah. You could do nice things too, right?
Yeah.
Right. Or if your brother lived a long way away, you could have an airplane.
Right. Or I could do eyebrows, something with eyebrows.
You could get
something
one of those stamps.
Eyebrows.
Remember those stamps a couple years ago that they were stamping eyebrows? They were actual, yes, they were actual stamps, and you could stamp your own eyebrows on.
Oh, how funny. On your face?
Yeah, on your face.
Oh, my word. Yeah. I would screw that up. I would not get that right. Nobody wants to see that.
A misty for your face.
That's
the next one. No? A makeup misty. Just put your face in there and...
Stamp the whole thing at once.
The whole thing at once.
Oh,
you just put the little rouge right here on the cheeks and the eyebrows. Put your face down and close it up.
That's hilarious.
I think it's got possibility. At least on late night television.
Right.
Good night. So, do you see your brother often anymore?
I do. So he lives about an hour north of me. He and my mother both live an hour north of me. So
okay,
I see them. And he's actually a really good cook. My mom was really good about teaching all of us to cook. And he sent us an amazing recipe this week that I tried, and it was great.
Well, I'm glad he's found a purpose in life.
Other than just burning things.
Burning things. Now, that's my job in the kitchen. My husband is always... I tend to put something in the oven and leave. And
yeah, it's that crafter brain.
Yeah. And in the old house, I couldn't hear the timer when I would go downstairs. So I would burn things. And so much so that my husband ended up with his own little meme about me, and it was, if it's got a bottom, she'll burn it.
Oh, no.
And now I don't know why I would ever want to cook again after those kind of words, right?
Well,
So
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's
Yeah.
like a lifetime pass not to have to cook.
It's a goal. It's a goal. I did cook this week, but it didn't take much cooking. But
My sister's
and
not
I
a
always
big fan.
cook for a lot because we had 4 kids, and so I always cook a lot.
Right.
And I still can't get over that. Oh, an army's
That's a
worth of
very
food.
hard habit to break.
It truly is. It truly is. How are you? What are you doing? We didn't really talk about what your plan is. What is your plan?
Okay, so one of the things that I was thinking about, because I'm an English major, is that one of the things that, hang on, I'm going to get a little craft knife here. I forgot to shim my watercolor paper.
Oh, okay.
And so it didn't cut. There are a couple of these that it didn't cut all the way through. But one of the things that you really have to pretend about is when you're reading a book.
Oh, yes.
You know, you have to suspend disbelief.
Yeah.
When you're reading a book. And so I thought maybe I would do a book themed card.
I like
for
it.
For the pretend part.
I like it. And I can pretend to be in this nice little bed reading a book with dust bunnies underneath it. Because they are so cute.
So cute.
That's a great idea. I like it.
Whose little dust bunnies are those?
Trinity.
So cute.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I thought I could just use the book. You actually gave me the idea for the
what?
The pattern paper being book pages.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just doing a 2-for-1. I took a book page, which is my pattern paper, and I cut it up into strips.
Oh, you're a smart girl. No fooling.
Took me a little longer to gather this time, though. I was being indecisive.
It's not easy.
Well, it's like, you have so many stamp sets, and I kind of have this dilemma every time I sit down to stamp, honestly, is like, they're all my favorites. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it gets real hard it gets hard to choose. But I had used part of this little set on a live video that I did, and I just thought it was so cute.
Well, I bet it's going to be just fantastical.
And then I thought I'd watercolor, since you reminded me that that's my favorite thing in the world. So, and this is a fun kind of image to watercolor. I like watercoloring on dies. As a matter of fact, the video that I was working on today was a video about watercoloring on dies. So it's one of my favorite things to do, especially dies that have these embossed details, because they kind of pick up the watercolor a little bit. And it sort of settles into the nooks and crannies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
you guys can be watching Lydia right now because I'm kind of messing up, okay? Just walk over there. There's nothing to see. Actually, you had that cute little card with the striped wall. And so I am going ahead and giving myself a easy mask here and striping my wall.
That is so much fun. I had so much fun making that video.
It was a cute little card. Uh-oh. Look over there.
Now, this kind of limited my blues, because I'm realizing, looking at my curated set of watercolors, that I actually do like teals and blue greens. So it's hamstringing me a little bit.
Uh-oh. You could probably still use...
She thinks the Vetos are telling her not to use them.
Oh, no. You can still use them. They still would work for Veto or winter colors. The veto doesn't mean
that's true.
that
They would
you
work for
can't
winter
use
colors.
things. It just means you don't have to use things.
That's true. That
I'm
is
glad
true. Well, maybe I'll
I'm
add
glad
a
you
little
had
bit
that
of
little
my
moment. Yeah, that's a
favorite
good
color.
thing. It is. Vetoes are tough. Vetoes are hard to. They're hard to explain. Let me tell you. I can tell you that for sure because I do it every week, and I don't know if I do a very good job ever. But it's one of those things until you really have done it a little bit. Then it's like,
Right.
what does that mean? What does that mean? And then you do it, and you go, oh yeah, that just means you can't. The wheel doesn't make you do it. But if you can fit it in, power to you. If that's going to make you happy, do it. And just make that little guy a little blue. There we go. Just go with it, Mary Gunn. It's okay. It's okay. This doesn't have any stripes in it. You can't see it in the shadow. I'm pretending you can't see it in the shadow. Pretending
That's
could be
fair game.
It could be a very handy parameter. That's what I'm thinking. Oh yeah, that's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, so if you have extra watercolor and then you pick it up on your wet watercolor, then you get these little dark spots, which I really like. So I will clean up, and then I might have to use my heat gun for a second and make everybody mad.
No, it's just fine. Mr. Producer takes care of all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody's
All
gonna
right,
get
Mr.
cranky.
P, I'm about to turn my heat gun on.
It's got you. He's already programmed it. All right, Mr. Pillow. There you go. Yeah. Do we want a bunny jumping on or a dust bunny on the bed? What are these guys going to say? You are just a wonderful bunny. You are just a wonderful person. That looks cold, doesn't it, Deputy Heidi? Don't you think that looks cold? Cold. This needs to be a little over here. Just a little bit.
Now, doesn't it sort of look like a cloudy sky? Like
It does.
sky and clouds?
Pretend. That's a good thing to pretend. He's kind of dark, but
Exactly.
that's okay. Uh-oh. There we go. Another bunny. What color should this second bunny be?
Oh no, I'm so slow tonight.
You just take your time. We don't have anywhere to go, but I do have some questions,
I'm here for that.
and I think you're ready. These are questions from our patrons, and they come in they just love asking you all questions. And Mary Youngblood, who is here tonight, asks, and oh man, this is a hard one, Mary Youngblood. This is a hard one. If you are on a deserted island and could only bring one crafting or art item with you, what would it be?
Well, that's easy
Wilson.
for me.
Really?
Yeah,
Only one. I don't like that pink. What would it be?
it would be watercolor.
Oh, that's a good one because you're going to be on an island.
Yeah, and it's such a portable. Yeah, true. I'd have enough water, right?
Right.
But it's such a portable craft,
Yeah.
and
And
it's
you
my
could do
favorite.
You could do Gilligan Island, but you probably don't know what Gilligan's Island is, but you could go
Actually,
all
I
Gilligan's.
did watch Gilligan's Island at
Oh,
my
you did?
friend's house.
So you could go all Gilligan's Island with that watercolor and making your own canvases.
Well, and think how
And-
good you'd be after doing just one craft all the time, all day, every day.
Really would. It does help. And it does. You just have to practice and practice. And I think you gave that advice last time you were on the show.
Yeah,
About
you really.
Book binding and things. printing. Just, you have to keep after it.
It is about putting in the time. That is no doubt. What would you bring?
I'd take my iPad.
That is not a crafting supply.
Oh, but it is. It is. In my world at this point, it is, because I do so much draw. I'm learning how to use Procreate, and I'm drawing on it. And so that's why I have it, is to draw.
But we really know that what you're saying is you want to watch Dateline.
But, I could get a little wacky. I guess you could. Yeah, so I draw coloring sheets for our patrons, like Gnome World ahead, Gnomes on Vacation, and robots on vacation.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So
we need more robot stamps, don't you think?
You'd be surprised how many robot stamps have been purchased because of this show.
I love robots. Who doesn't like robots?
Too. I love them. My robot's name is Roulette. And he's a good guy. He does all sorts of things. It's such an easy thing to go and color or to draw. Because he's got his own little style now. Roulette. And guess what his torso's made out of? Oh, yes.
What?
It is. It's made out of Craft Roulette wheel.
Oh, how funny.
Let's see. Yeah. And Kerwin, somehow or other, our kitty cat, usually gets in those drawings.
Do you know it was just George Jetson's birthday, speaking of robots?
No, I didn't know he had one.
Yeah, it was on my brother-in-law's birthday that it's actually George Jetson's birthday, which is July 31st, 2022 was the year and day George Jetson was born.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
So where's my flying car, Mary?
I do not know.
I was promised a flying car.
It's kind of a disappointment, isn't it? And Rosie.
Yeah, and a maid.
Hello. Where's Rosie?
Yeah, Rosie. That's the most important one.
And the food thing it's not the same as a microwave.
Yeah, I still want to cook my own food.
I mean, I'd be okay without it. But if it was good. Yeah, if it wasn't like a TV dinner.
Or like a vending machine meal.
Oh, yikes.
Like at the hospital, you know?
Yeah.
Some gross.
Those are pretty good answers. And yes, I would be on it would have a solar charger, and I'd have some kind of satellite access for the internet. I'm sure that's it. Dina Hildebrand, whose husband Greg turned in a card this time that was really cool. He often draws.
That was Greg.
Yes. She asks, what do you do with leftover pieces, parts, and scraps when you make a card? Do you make another card? Do you do you clean up your mess and put everything neatly away? Or trash anything that wasn't used and never look back?
That's an interesting question. They have such interesting questions. If it's a die cut, like a die cut that creates two of something, because it seems like whenever you do paper piecing or whatever, it sort of creates two of everything.
Okay.
I keep those, and I have a little fridge bin where I keep that. I keep little scraps of backgrounds and stuff like that. And I keep those in a bin, and I use those on cards. If it's something like this, where I just have two little scraps left over from this operation, that's probably going to go into the recycle bin.
Just not quite enough.
Yeah, not quite enough. Sometimes I stick stuff in my art journal, though. That's probably the most popular option for me, is like, especially with something like this, like it's text paper, which I always love. I'll just pop that in my art journal as a little element, you know, to kind of start off a page.
Because you like art journaling
I
and
love
junk
art
journaling.
journaling. Yes. So much fun.
How do you do you do cards that are influenced by art journaling and
Absolutely.
junk journaling?
I love mixed media.
But you're clean and simple at the same time.
I am clean and simple, but we actually just had our 500th Mixability Challenge, which is our mixed media challenge at Split Coast. And we started that almost 10 years ago. And my goal when we started that was to show people that mixed media can be any style. It can be clean and simple. It can be grungy and messy. Because people think of it one way. They think all mixed media has to look like Tim Holtz's beautiful stuff.
Right.
And it doesn't. You know, you can do mixed media and finish it into a really clean and simple card. And
I think I did a whole series on this on our Patreon blog, including a huge matrix. A huge matrix of ways to make mixed media. I think I did. Did I do that, guys? I think I did. At least, or maybe it was one of those things I thought I did and just was dreaming that I did it. But you're right. You can get the mixed media look and still be clean. So
and you know, people think mixed media is complicated. What mixed media is mixing two or more mediums. That's it. So if you're using, like I'm using watercolor and ink right now, that's a mixed media card.
Yep.
You know, and people make it a little bit more complicated than it is. So it's really easy and approachable and kind of satisfying. And when I do a really messy technique, I just use dies to cut it down to, you know, fit on a neat card, a word die or a background die like this. That kind of thing.
Yep.
To turn it into a clean and simple card. There just aren't enough magnets in the world. You can never have too many magnets.
I love magnets.
I do too.
Did your dad used to let you play with them? It seems like a professor kind of thing to do.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And do the, you know, how they push each other away and that kind of thing.
Yeah. I kept magnets in my classroom when I was a phonics tutor because they didn't get to play with them. And it wasn't really phonics, but it was a reward.
Yeah.
They loved them because they are so fun.
They're so fun. They're magical.
And the shavings.
Oh, yes, that little guy.
Yes.
Remember what was his name?
Willie. His name's Willie. I think I have one actually in the other room. And you could give him hair and a beard.
I spent hours doing that as a child.
I know.
It was endlessly entertaining.
It was good times.
Yeah.
And now we can entertain. So you entertain yourself well still to this day, right?
Absolutely. I've never been bored a moment in my entire life.
I
never been.
That is a gift.
Yeah.
It's
just from growing up in a different time, I think. Just no electronics,
different,
nothing.
Right. Oh yeah, all that screen time is.
Well, we had to make our own fun, you know.
Right, we did.
Yeah.
Like Snow World.
What is Snow World?
That was the thing my daughters made.
Oh.
Because they were underprivileged too.
I'm so grateful for it all. I would not have wanted to grow up with social media. That is for sure.
Oh, isn't that the truth? I just think that'd be so hard.
So it's hard enough being a teenager or a young adult. I can't imagine with all of this. Okay, I'm going to run die cut real quick.
She's going to run. Is This is the bendiest card. These guys who look like they're going to be happy living here. Don't they? Of course, you just have to have, you are a wonderful person, because I get so much use out of that stamp. Do we want to go ahead and put that on a little foiple? That looks cold and wintry.
The blue?
Yeah. Don't you think?
I do.
Yeah. Make him a little shorter so I can show more paper.
I like how you snuck in some purple there. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I'm doing some really messy
Giving out to
masks.
my friends. Here we go. Well, how about another question?
Oops. Okay.
Berta Sadler asks, if you could organize a craft event for all of us to attend, and if you want to, let me know, where would it be besides Kansas City? And would there be a theme? And if so, what?
Where would it be? It would be in the desert Southwest, which is my favorite. So it'd be in Santa Fe or Sedona. And the theme, I think, just because people who know me will know that that this is what we always end up talking about in my lives. The theme would have to be food.
Yeah.
And I just don't see how it could go any other way.
Well, that's not a bad thing. Like I said, this group is usually talking about weather, crafts, and food in stretchy pants.
Yep.
Those are all good topics. Would there be a dress code with stretchy pants?
Yes, I always
Yes.
at my old retreats, it was always dressed to be comfortable, not to impress anybody.
Oh my gosh. Wouldn't that be awful to have to impress somebody at a retreat? No.
Life is too short for that.
Not going to that one. I'll stay home.
Exactly. I mean, I'm old enough to remember jeans that didn't stretch, and that was just a fright.
501s.
Ugh. My stomach still hurts just thinking about it.
No kidding. I think we better pop these little darlings up and give them a little shimmer. You ready? Get a little something on your back, dude. Ooh, that's gonna look cute. I like that. Look at the kitty.
I know he's so cute.
Brenda Anderson asks, aren't these just the most inquisitive people? She asks, ever played with the idea of doing crafty chat again? She really enjoyed watching those.
I did love Crafty Chat. Yeah, we did. We talked about that recently, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I can't remember what the venue was, but we were talking about it. We loved Crafty Chat. It was fun. It was fun getting to know all the company owners and just the fun little everyday stuff about crafters that you follow.
Mm-hmm. Sounds a little bit like Craft Roulette.
Yeah, exactly. I love that's
Yeah.
kind of my favorite part is just like asking people questions and finding out about their processes and their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, people always have such an interesting story.
It's so true. It is so true. And there's similarities, but then there's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know anybody lived like that.
Yeah.
Not in a
So
bad way necessarily, but just a wow. That is
Right.
fascinating. No wonder you're the way you are.
Right. Yeah, we were talking about vacations as a kid. You know, my dad was a professor, so he had summers off. So, you know, we would go all around the country
Mhm.
in an unair conditioned station wagon.
That's right.
And we didn't have seat belts either.
Oh, heck no.
No seat
No.
belts, no air conditioning.
And you took your own food.
Oh, yeah. We sure did.
And you stayed at relatives' houses. We did.
We stayed at horrible, horrible motels. Like the cheapest hotels. They were so
really-
bad.
They can be so nasty, can't they?
Ugh, so gross. And my dad had a knack for picking out the grossest ones.
You wouldn't even go to one right now if you saw
no.
one like that, right?
I
They
became
were
such
pretty basic. Yeah.
yeah, I became such a hotel snob as an adult after
That's a good
those
thing to be.
experiences.
Don't blame you a bit.
You're like, you got to rise above those circumstances as a child, right?
That's right. They make you a stronger person. If they
That's
don't
right.
burn your eyebrows off or kill you, they'll make you a stronger person.
Yeah.
I had a cat that lost her whiskers on one side because we lived in a horrible little apartment and it had an open pilot flame. And that cat decided to go up and check it out. And it just curled her little whiskers, burned them right off, and they were curly and brown at the base.
Oh my goodness. Did she ever do that again, or
no?
Was she good after that?
She was a good girl. She was such a good girl. This is a white tail. I just realized I colored.
Did I already lose something on my desk, Mary?
You did what?
Did I already lose something on my desk? I mean, is that possible? That I already.
It looks pretty tidy. Looks pretty tidy. I don't think it's possible.
You know how stuff goes invisible after you put something on top of it? It just went invisible for a second.
Oh, okay. Put on its cloaking shield.
Mm-hmm.
And Grandma Gay has a thoughtful question of the day. She had a great one last time you were on. She says, I love your name. It's my grandmother's name.
Oh,
she and I
wow.
She and I became best friends, even though our ages were many years apart. Were you named after a crafty lady?
You have such a wonderful story, and mine is such the story of the youngest forgotten Gen X child. My sister is the middle child. My brother is the oldest. So, you know, the oldest can do no wrong, right? So I'm talking to all the youngest children in the room. The oldest is always perfect. And then 2 years later, they had my sister. Well, I was an unexpected arrival into the world. So my poor mom was tired. She'd already had kids for 7 years. So, in true Gen X fashion, they just named me after my brother and sister's babysitter. They're like, we're exhausted. We have a babysitter. She's Russian. We're just that's as much as we can do. We're just going to name her Lydia. So that's how I got my name.
You got away with it then. It could have been a lot worse.
It could have been, yeah.
Holy smokes. Imagine what you could have been named.
I know. But what's so funny is when they had my sister, like I said, my dad's a scientist. My dad came up with the bright idea of naming his first daughter after an amino acid. And my mom was like, yeah, that's not happening. We're going to name her Cynthia. So her name is Cynthia, and I'm Lydia.
What amino acid was he going to use?
Well, that's the
I'm
question
trying to
that's never really been answered.
I'm trying to think of one that you would want as a name.
Yeah, like lysine. I mean, I don't
Right.
know.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. I'll have to ask my mom if she remembers what the amino acid was.
That's hilarious.
I know, it's so funny.
That is
But
so
the good
cute.
news is we didn't get amino acid names.
But you know,
But
that
you know,
could have been a great
I
story.
love having a unique name, I'm not going to lie. I haven't met a lot of people named Lydia. So that's kind of nice.
Aunt.
Named Lydia?
I thought it was a beautiful name. Michelle Lupton says, hopefully not glutamic acid.
Wouldn't that be terrible? Oh my gosh. I mean,
I wouldn't even want to introduce her to anybody.
Of course not. I mean,
this is my sister.
You know, I think what he was thinking is that, like, he would introduce us to all of his scientist friends and they'd, like, get it. But that's a pretty narrow audience, right? I don't think that's worth it.
No, I'm glad Mom won out. Synthetic acid.
Synthetic. Maybe they compromised. Maybe that's how they compromised. Was on Cynthia.
Yeah, synthetic. I don't think there is a synthetic acid, but why not? Yeah, naming I think was really hard. So.
Oh, I bet that's a lot of pressure because
you
know, like they always told me, your name is your destiny. So, I don't know what that means.
Named me sadly, and then I would never be Mary Gun Fun.
Right.
Now I'm Mary.
Exactly.
And if I hadn't married my husband, what would I have done without this name?
I know.
Yeah, very important.
You would have been in some very somber hobby.
Oh, perish the thought. Maybe cooking, baking. I could have written a cookbook on burnt food. Leslie, you were named after Leslie Howard, the actor who played Ashley. Oh, Ashley Wilkes in Gone with the Wind.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Ashley.
That's nice.
Oh, Ashley.
That's a nice story to tell. That's better than the Russian babysitter.
The Russian babysitter. Oh, my stars. I had a great aunt who was kind of down the line in a long list of children. And the story goes, and I don't know if it's true or not, but she was born in July and they hadn't named her by Thanksgiving. And so
oh, goodness.
Everybody put their favorite name in the hat, and then they let my great aunt pick the name, and she picked Eva.
Oh, that's beautiful.
She picked her own name.
Wow.
Yeah. She was a real interesting woman, too.
So she
could have been named after an
spirit.
Amino acid and been fine with it. You want to tell us about that beautiful, cool card? How did you fit in those parameters?
Okay, so pretend is the world that we all go into when we read a great book, which is a big part of my life. So that is the pretend element, and I sort of rounded that out with the little believe sentiment. The winter color is manganese blue hue, which is a cool blue out of my watercolor section. The paper strips, I don't know if this is going to end up being all that work, but I kind of like the way so I mixed them all up,
I forgot that one.
Ink blended them, and then put them back together so none of the text lines up. And I think that's kind of fun. I mean, you wouldn't want to make 50 of these.
No.
But
no, it did look really cool when you were putting it together.
Yeah, so the text is my pattern paper, and then I just arrange the pattern paper into strips for the random.
I forgot the paper strips. I kind of forgot them. I was going to do a little a little edging like I just did on this little blanket.
Okay. Woo!
Okay, gosh, I thought Deputy Heidi was going to come get me for sure.
You almost got kicked out.
Oh my gosh, would you want to, are you available next Friday if they kick me out?
I was wondering is there like a gong or what happens when you forget one of the things?
The gong show right here.
Yeah.
No, they just say, oh my gosh, let's not do it like her.
That is so cute. Whose little bed frame is that? Is that Trinity too?
That's all this one stamp. Yeah.
That's adorable.
I think it is too. See, it's got a little bed. That was like, these are adorable. Oh yeah.
So cute.
I could use that for all sorts of stuff. So yeah. Okay. Now I have little paper strips. You can't see them very well because they're glued down, but they're there. So mine, card with pattern paper. Pretty easy. Oh, his ear was popped up. He was listening to me so carefully. Winter colors are just nice, cool colors with the light greens, purples, and blues. Pretend is dust bunnies are cuter than they really are. And my paper strips were this little fringe on this blankie. So that was that. That's not so bad. We did pretty good, I think.
No, that was fun.
Yeah, well done. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Will you relax just a minute and go back to your seat, please? And if you would, so we can close out this night. We're going to tell everybody how they can play and thank our patrons and see who's coming up and give away some stuff.
Okay, sounds good.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Yay! You're going to want to play, right? Because next week we've got 3 spin sponsors that will be giving away their good stuff. So make sure that you send in a card. You have till Monday morning at midnight. You have to use all those 4 parameters. No, you can fit in other things, but they have to have at least those 4 parameters. Please tell us why you chose things if you think it's like you're being real cryptic and clever. I don't get things very easily, so please tell us in the description, and you can go over to craftroulette.live. There's a forum already open, and you can just take care of it all there. You do have till midnight on Sunday night. If you are a patron and you want some more time, you get more time. You have till Thursday night at midnight to send in a card. And Crafty Owl, you've already submitted one. You are on a roll. You did it last week like this too. So you buy some extra time. I think that's a good deal. We love having you here. We do have some outstanding people coming up. We enjoyed our night with Lydia tonight. We have Sharon Ware from Prickly Pear next week. Kendra Morgan, a lot of you guys do her challenge. Caitlin Anthony is coming after that. She loves fall. And Leslie Owen from the UK is going to stay up and do a live with us. And then after that, Aaron Thompson will be with us. So how's it get any better than this? Oh, gosh, I love this show. I love you guys spending time with me so that I get to do this show. Thank you very much. Speaking of people I appreciate, look at this list of patrons. Yes, we always have room for more, though, because we're just a nice little group of folks. And we are absolutely at 100% sponsored by our patrons. We don't make any money other than what they are so kind to give us. So we appreciate each and every one of them. Look at all those people. I did I say that earlier? I think I skipped that part. Oh, shame on me. We did have 2 new patrons this week, and I wanted to welcome you. I even had it in bold. What in the heck was I thinking? Kristen H.H., thank you so much for joining us, and I loved talking to you about your enthusiasm about Craft Roulette. And Sarah Staroska, sorry if that's wrong, but thank you guys for joining us. It's wonderful to have you, and each and every one of you is just a little treasure, and they're just a great encouragement to us. I'm not kidding. Stephen G., I wonder who that little rebel rouser is. Actually, he had to sign up so he could work on the site. So, that's Mr. Producer. What is the Facebook page? Thank you for asking, Mary. It is, Craft Roulette Show. And it is It's in the description below. So you should be able to come on over and say hi. There it is. So thank you. Thank you. Oh, you know what that means? It's giveaway time. We're going to give away some stuff. We love giving away stuff. The way that you get to be on the giveaway board, which is going to pop up here in just a second, is to send in a card the week before. You don't mail it to me. You just send it in electronically, and you don't do it on the Facebook page, even though you can. You have to do it on the craftroulette.live site to make it go here. So just keep those things in mind. Sometimes we get those a little mixed up when we have new people, and sometimes we forget, don't we, guys, and just put it on the Facebook page and forget to put it over on the Craft Roulette thing. So just a word to the wise. That's how it all works. And tonight is the last night to give away a $25 savings voucher to the Rabbit Hole Designs. And I know you guys have just enjoyed so much getting product from them. So thank you again, Marianne. It was a great month for our viewers. Thank you so much. But first, before we get to that biggie, we're going to give away a handmade card with an itty bitty gift. That's how we started, and we stick with our roots. Yahoo! Kim in Alaska's here. We've never gotten an Alaska card, Kim. I've always hoped you would. Oh, we have? Have we? I don't know. Maybe it's been a while. We're ready. We're due. Oh, fun. Vicky Ruda. Vicky Ruda. I will be happy to send Vicky Ruda. She was our first UK viewer and contributor, and she sent in like 80 cards. She's an astounding. She made a booger card once. It was awesome. She's quite the talent. Look her up. Anyway, goodie bags are for just the US. We're going to give a couple away. First one goes to... I like Vicky Ruda. She's quite the fun thing. She does have a whimsical side to her that's quite large. She's just full of whimsy. Pam! I don't know. Pam, you'll have to make sure we know who you are, so... Oh, that's right. It does save her email because it's been programmed, because everything is programmed around here. Program the program. So anyway, but do let us know on the contact form on craftroulette.live that you are interested in a goodie bag. And the goodie bags are good too. We got some good stuff that we stick in there. How about another one, Mr. Producer? Got a whole bunch of new things from Ashley this week to put in goodie bags. I hope she's doing all right. Let us know, Ashley. We've been waiting for that baby for a long time now. Probably about as long as you have been waiting for it, too. Oh, Deanna, down the street. You're here. So, good deal. Just holler at me, though, and send me your address, please, so I can find it. I have troubles finding things sometimes. And now, the final and wonderful $25 saving voucher because of the state of California's laws, which is to the Rabbit Hole Designs. Good luck, you all. And thank you for sending in so many wonderful cards. How many do you think we'll get this week with these wide open parameters? No, I think we're going to get a lot too. And 3, we can handle them. We're still going to give away goodie bags in that handmade... Oh, Lynn Sanders. How nice. Lynn is a patron, and so is Deanna, and so is Vicky. But they are all... she's a little glitter fairy over in the Facebook group and everything. So congratulations, Lynn. Make sure you holler at me, and so we can get that information to you. And thank you again, Marianne Samuelson. All right. Are you ready to say goodnight, Lydia? All right. Bring her back. Bring her back. There she is. Well, you got to do some watercoloring. Did it feel good?
It did feel good. And it felt good to make a book card. That's really fun. Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. And it goes with your personality. You know? Because you like books. And so you had a bit of passion in there. a little bit of, and that's a nice thing. See, I have dust bunnies, so I felt a very strong connection with my card as well.
But that's what's great about
this.
Is you create your own reality.
I live somewhere else, that's for sure.
Yeah.
My mom and dad, and I've told this story before, my mom and dad used to call their house Dust Bunny 1, and my uncle and my aunt's house Dust Bunny 2. And they would make reservations at each other's houses because they lived in different places. And so they'd call and say, I want to make reservations at Dust Bunny 1.
Oh, cute.
And so, yeah, that could be a motel, one of those seedy motels that you see.
Right, exactly. Dust bunnies would be the least of your issues.
There's probably some other things hopping around under those beds and on those beds and in those beds. Yeah. Well, I enjoyed your company again tonight. Thank you so much for helping us out with My Sweet Petunia and as a spin sponsor. That was so funny. Yeah, I was dropping her name, I know Lydia Fiedler. And she got back, yeah, it's me. Silly goose.
Oh,
so
that's so awesome. Well, we're super excited to be a spin sponsor, and I love what you're doing here. And Sharon, you didn't tell me you were next week, so that'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch. She is. Really super fun.
She's being very careful about things. So hopefully, just encourage her and tell her it's not scary.
It's not scary, Sharon. I promise. It's not scary.
We're going to take good care of her. Yeah, we're going to take good care of her. Yeah, she's excited. But she's like, I'm going to talk to her about parameters during the tech call and things, and she'll find out our secrets. And our secret is it's not hard.
It's not hard. It's not hard at all. It's really not. And everybody is your community is like so kind and sweet and fun. So
they're the best. That's because they have well-kissed brains.
Exactly.
It's a good thing. So let's give our Nogs a big smooch and say goodnight. Oh, she's a double hitter.
Yep.
Boom. That's right.
I need
you guys
both.
all kiss your brains. Thank you so much for spending the evening with us. If you're watching a replay, please hit the thumbs up, leave a comment and all that good stuff. Share with your friends and subscribe. And also for Miss Lydia's and for our spin sponsors, the Rabbit Hole Designs, My Sweet Petunia, Prickly Pear. What's the other one? We've had Trinity. We have them all under, and Heffy Doodle. We have them all on craftroulette.live under associates, spin sponsors. We have links to all of their places. So go check them out. We appreciate them so much.
Yeah.
Y'all stay safe. Be good. Have some fun crafting. I'm going to be looking for your cards. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.